So what if the greatest samurai series in years just drops? And no one is talking about it. And that's because episode 1 of Song of the Samurai absolutely blindsided me. And this wasn't just another overly stylized period drama with swords and cool costumes. This premiere feels angry, tragic, violent, and weirdly human in a way that most samurai shows could never pull off. So as I stated in my previous video, HBO's latest edition is Song of the Samurai, a very much long-awaited live adaptation of the manga Chiruin Shinsengumi Requiem. Also being produced by The Seven, which is known for very similar iconic J-dramas, Alice in Borderland, and the live-action Yu Yu Hakusho. And we'll just say for now that this has all the trappings of a very successful Jidaigeki drama. So episode 1 just immediately draws you into a collapsing version of feudal Japan. Political tension is everywhere, trust means nothing, and every samurai seems to be fighting for survival rather than honor. And episode 1 really opens up with the forming of the Shinsengumi. This was a samurai squad of fierce warriors that served as the shogunate's last line of defense. And this all took place during Japan's most turbulent political transition. At its center we have the character of Hijikata Toshizo, and he actually starts out as a former street fighter, and he's played by Yamada Yuki. And he just has this unlikely friendship and brotherhood with the other members of this squad. And that really is what shapes the emotional core of this first episode. And the episode really opens with the character of Okada Izō. And in case you didn't know, he was a real-life figure during this time period. And actually, he's one of my most favorite characters of this era. You know, if you're interested in him, I really recommend Hideo Gosha's Harakiri. Just an excellent telling of the same character. But the show depicts him different than you would expect. And it's also before he became the infamous manslayer that history remembers him for. And, you know, that's really what shocked me the most about this premiere. It doesn't introduce him as a legend. It introduces him as broken from the start. And at first, Izō is just a young man obsessed with becoming stronger. He's emotional, naive, desperate for purpose. But the show really immediately just starts poisoning that dream. And I'm guessing that slowly the series will just turn this character into something tragic and horrifying. And another aspect I really wasn't expecting was the tone. I will just say the tone of this first episode is very dark. Not just visually, but more so emotionally. There's just this constant feeling that something really bad is about to happen. And when the violence finally just erupts, it's brutal. I will just say that it looks kind of like an anime at times. For the most part, it looks pretty grounded, but there's other times where, you know, it's obviously taken from an anime. And unfortunately, this is becoming very common with any kind of new samurai content that we get. You know, it seems like every new live-action samurai film has to look like an anime. But I will say to its defense that all the violence in this actually means something. You know, it's not glorified. So for that, you know, I'll give it credit. So I will say I did look at a few reviews, and surprisingly, all of them are positive. But the problem is that also no one is talking about this show. Like, I don't think anyone even knows about it. So it's really weird how they marketed this. But with the reviews I did see, a lot of them compared the structure to more modern dark samurai stories. And that is because of its tonal shift. You know, 1 minute the show feels almost hopeful, and then the next it becomes brutally nihilistic. And honestly, that sudden descent into violence is probably why this premiere works so well. You know, it really gives it more identity. And I will say the direction refuses to romanticize in any way being a samurai. You know, every duel feels ugly. It's fast, it's very personal. And I will just say, you know, for fans of great choreography, that there is a fight halfway through the episode that could be a contender for the Hall of Fame. You know, it feels like an all-time modern chanbara classic sequence. And if you've been following action cinema lately, you probably know why if you look up who did the choreography for this. And that's because it was handled by Kensuke Sanamura. And this guy is really just great at giving us, you know, really insane close quarters fight scenes. You know, he did Baby Assassins, Hydra, Ghost Killer. So you could definitely feel that type of style in this episode. And I like how the swords just don't clash like elegant movie weapons tend to do. Here, fighters are just constantly trying to gain leverage. You know, trap limbs, slam each other into walls, just kill with pure aggression. It feels more like a street fight than a traditional samurai duel. And the episode just has this real dirty, smoky visual texture, and it really makes feudal Japan feel more dangerous instead of beautiful. It feels very lived in, and that's something we've been missing in movies and shows for so long. You know, I'm so sick of that fake plastic look. But what really ends up elevating the episode is just the tragedy you sense underneath all the violence. And again, the character of Izō, he's not evil yet. And, you know, that's the scary part, the yet. You could just sense exactly how manipulation is reshaping him. And it's turning him into a killer. And by the end of the episode, you sort of realize that you're watching the slow death of a person. And that's why this first episode just works so well as a character study. The show really just understands that the scariest samurai aren't born as monsters. They are created that way. And with all that said, there's definitely some problems with the show too. For one, I found the pacing to be very much on the slow side for this kind of a story. I'm not expecting action every 5 minutes, but when the show has this kind of a tone and story, they definitely should have had more. And again, there is really great fight scenes when they do have them. They are scattered throughout the episode. But the main reason that the pacing feels so slow is probably because the story isn't that interesting. At least not yet. And that actually goes for the characters as well. You know, there is a few interesting characters, you know, Izō being one of them, but he also hardly gets any screen time in this episode. And as for the others, you know, I've seen these same characters many times. You know, the Shinsengumi story is very popular. So I've seen many movies, I've played games having to do with these characters, and I will say some of those do them a lot better than this. You know, especially Harakiri I mentioned, but also Harakiri, Unbroken Samurai. Both of those movies did these characters way better and had them a lot more interesting. But you know, they do still have time. This is just episode 1. But the people already saying that this is the next Shōgun, you know, they're not really being realistic. You know, this is definitely more on the fun side of the samurai cinema. And, this show is good in a way because it allows first-time viewers to get invested. It's very easy to watch, so people with really no knowledge of samurai culture can still enjoy this. They'll be able to just get pulled in with, the fun tone of it. And it's great, too, that the choreography is really good in this. So, that's definitely going to get people invested. Everyone likes a good fight. And I will say that the costumes and set designs are done really well. Here, you look at the wooden swords they're using, they actually look like they were practiced with. It's just great attention to detail. I also enjoyed some of the filmography in this. Some of the shots actually take their time and rest. And I say this because it's very uncommon for modern shows. It's very rare to have just a shot linger on something for a few seconds. And a great example of this is before one of the fights. It brings us back to sort of those old westerns we used to get, with the great anticipation. It was always just great build-up. Also, to be ready to expect, your typical Japanese drama acting. It's very expressive, almost cartoonish at times. And again, this is based on an anime, so that's probably why. And some of the characters are really over the top. But actually, one of my favorite characters like that is Kamo. He's so insane that he kind of reminds me of Kakihara from Ichi the Killer. And again, he really shouldn't fit here, but somehow it works. And I just find him highly entertaining. Again, it's a reminder that this was based on a manga. But it actually reminds me of the Rurouni Kenshin movies, where it's, obviously taken from an anime, but also it tries to keep it grounded. So it's sort of that good middle ground. And as for the narrative itself, it is fun. It is full of action. There is some good comedic moments, some good mystery. We also get some tidbits about the history taking place with like the black ships, even America's mentioned. And you just get some of the samurai politics and the history of the shogunate in this episode. So, overall, I will say that episode 1 was decent. It's not great, but it's also not bad. It's good. And I did like how the length of this episode was like a movie, so it gave you a good feel of what it's going to be like. So probably if you enjoy this, you should keep watching. And if you don't enjoy this episode, you could just probably give up. But I will say I am looking forward to episode 2. Again, the positives are the cinematography looks good. The fight choreography is great. The atmosphere looks very lived in and real. And the tragic setup of the character of Izō and just his downfall definitely has me interested. But unfortunately, it feels very anime-like. Most of the characters are cliche and just not very interesting yet. And the story itself also, too, isn't very interesting. So, we'll have to see if all of that improves. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you thought. Did Song of the Samurai live up to the hype? And also be sure to go over to the Nerdy Ronin's YouTube channel. I sort of forced him to watch this show too, so, check out his review. I'm sure his opinion on this is a little different than mine, so should be entertaining. And if you enjoyed this review, subscribe for more samurai film and TV content greatness. And like always, thanks for watching.